What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you a failed video. Yeah, I really like the idea of talking about attacks that fail for an entire video. Um, so bear with me if this is not your cup of tea. Go ahead and X out right meow. You're not going to see gangster attacks. You're going to see gangster fails. And then we're going to commentate through or talk why it didn't work. Alright, so let's get right into it for this. I'm going to use 2 wars ago. Okay, so for this right away, let's start right off with ESQ. And so before I even, alright, hold up. This is actually what I need to say. As a part of leadership from Ain't Nobody, this needs to be addressed. Obviously, given the timing of this video and the war with this, clan was hit with the ban, and I want to speak about it. Emed, Duke Nukem, and Noonie, if you guys take a look at profiles, clanless, and if you visit them, they're dead. What does that mean? I woke up and saw these both accounts leave as everybody else did, with screenshots out there from everybody that was hit with the ban. Emed and Noonie are the same person. Noonie is a 10.5, Emed is a 10. Emed used to be in our clan a long time ago, and left. And when he first joined us, there was some suspicions. We investigated it, and I couldn't prove it, but we let it go. He left. He came back and visited. This was literally his first time back visiting. I put him into the war, and then the ban happened. So we had 2 short attacks, and I'm glad that was fair, because we don't want any third-party applications in our clan, and we still won. But I believe he subs to the channel, so I'm just gonna say, you know, I don't condone it. Botting, modding, whatever it was, I don't know, and I really don't care. Other than you know, good luck to you, Emid. Respect. But you know, things happen for a reason, and there's consequences for actions. So with that said, I'm glad that happened, because then it's pressure off me to continue to police, which I still continue to do, and I hope Supercell continues these bans. I'm in support of them. I think there needs to be more continuous waves of them. But yeah, that happened, and there's my piece from it, coming from leadership. And let's go ahead and just get into the real reason of the video. Alright. Let's look at ESQ fail. So before I even show you ESQ here, this right here, this 3, is a Town Hall 10 double. So he's going to be on a different video, giving him props for that, because it was a really nice attack. So please don't get the wrong impression that ESQ doesn't know how to play. Although I am showing a fail. Alright, so ESQ. Not the most difficult base in the world. Gonna do a stoned hobo, but with 1 jump. And so first off, the entry is not bad. He's got 3 golems coming down, but to begin with, you got to ask yourself, I guess we can keep pushing play as it happens, what do you expect to get with 3 golems? How far do you expect to get with it? And if you're bringing 3 golems, the #1 thing that set this up for failure was the spell composition. Notice that he already healed 3 golems. There is no need to heal 3 golems. The time that 3 golems bring you, you don't need to exaggerate that with, or prolong that time with a heal. A rage needed to be down here because of the bowlers and his beefy ass AQ and everything in the middle here. If there was a rage down here, the golems also get rage. They do 50 damage per second, so they'll be raged as well, times 3, because there's 3 of them in there. This entire section outlined right here will be gone. And why is that important? DGB placement potential here, and here is, oh, I guess that's an odd one, right here as well. But it'll, oh, I'm sorry, here. It'll eliminate DGB pathing. But instead went for a heal. So that is the #1 reason why this failed. If you're bringing 3 golems, don't heal them unless you expect them to last the entire raid, and you're going to basically do some kind of avalanche attack where you just stay behind them and they move around in a circle of the base. But for this, 2 heals actually was wasted on them, on the initial entry and then right here on the left. Golems are unbroken, and then you just basically ask what are you getting for that? Nothing. You're really not getting as much as you could out of that. So the impact that had on your main attacking force, your hogs on the back end, you got one heal for them, which they'll survive through here. But as they get through this concentration, where you got 1, 2, 3, 4-point defenses and 2 Larrys that want to pet the hogs. Sorry, 6 Larrys. Actually, it's 8 because they're I believe they're 8. Anyway, a shit ton of Larrys petting the hogs. They're gonna fizzle out at the end. Meanwhile, look at this: fully healthy golem for nothing. So that's the main reason why this failed. Make sure you get the return on investment when you're bringing golems, and also deciding how to use your spell count. So we'll come out of this one, and then we'll move on to the next one. So we're gonna go down to Duck. I'm a Duck, who is new to the 3-star strategy. To give you an idea, check out his profile. 218 stars. He's actually a second account for somebody here. Been with us for a while. Great clanny, and is progressing, and that's all we ask for. He's applying things that he's learning, and he's progressing little by little. So with Amaduck, replay number 2. Very common base. It's an internet base. Very easy to crush. So he gets a CC lure, drags the dragon out to the side. Mistake number 1. He's got a haste in there. No reason why. If you look at the army composition, that haste doesn't benefit anybody. There is a myth out there that if you haste the healer, they heal faster. Has nothing. No, think of healing per second HPS as DPS, because their job is to heal. The opposite end of the spectrum of that, troop-wise, would be a DPS for an attacking troop. So when you put down haste on an attacking troop, like a barbarian, a wizard, whatever, they don't shoot faster. Their rate of attack is not higher. They just move quicker. So haste is only for movement. That's a waste. That's what I'm getting at. So coming down here, the thing about level 14 AQ walks, and this will be, look how much damage it does. So she doesn't have very many health to begin with. She's kind of like a max Valkyrie, this level. And her DPS, as we pause here, because this is why it fails. I see a lot of people doing walks because you see them all over YouTube. Walks are very important and they're very useful, but they really get the return on investment like 2020. This is coming from someone that has done a video way back in the day when Kagan's Beauty was like just starting out. I had a level 4 Archer Queen and I was doing walks with no cloak ability, proving it could be done as long as it was on the right base, and then illustrating that you have to get a good return on investment. With such a low, with that said, I still recommend that you do it with 2020, because not only is her health very low, so she can't take as much, even with 4 healers behind her, but the Dragloon that comes out, look at the health on the main dragon, even though it's being poisoned. It is distracting the queen because her DPS, her damage, is not as high as what you see on YouTube, so the dragon doesn't go down as fast, which gives the loons a chance to sneak up on the queen and take her out. And there's nothing you can do. What would have helped here is look at the spell comp. We have 2 heals, a rage, and I'll stop there. The rage is useful for the Valks. However, these are black walls. Level 4 Valks with just even Legos will eat through that by themselves if they're under heal. The rage should have been used here to keep the queen up. Lastly, I'm not sure what he expected to walk out of here. The angle was not very good. If the queen would have stayed alive, she would have took this down, stepped up to that, took that down, and then she would have had to made a decision. You could not control which one she would hit here. Not to mention the surrounding structures. She's going to encounter 3-point defenses at once no matter what, and possibly a 4th giving the angle that she leans on. I don't know what basically the takeaway is, when you're doing a walk, what do you expect to get from it? And that's going to lead into another one as well. So we push play here. The raid is officially done at this point. So the healers come over, lock onto the next thing. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing more that can be said about this. Oh, he wanted his rage for his bowlers in here, which I kind of understand, but Yeah, I just don't get it. Maybe a double poison would have been helpful, but again, the haste, I have no idea what that was for. So we're gonna back out of this, and we're gonna show you another one. You know, I see it so many times. I see people with 10-10, go to Azure here, 10-10, try to do walks, and because they want to imitate what they see on YouTube, and it's the walk is not the answer. HGHB is just not the answer because you see it. I mean, there's a reason why that certain specific army comp is killing a base. It's because it was planned out. Anyway, don't jump on the gravy train. Just because it's the flavor of the month. All right, so let's take a look at this. Look at the way we start this. Okay, we have a hut on the far right in the corner. We have a hut over here. Why put the minion there? Why not just put him right back here? And when this goes down, he'll move up to that. Same thing with down here. If you want, by the look of this, we want the dragon to go this way because when this structure goes down, it's again kind of the same thing. Hitting the, I just don't understand this. But you basically start the baby dragon back here, if that's what your intent was, and then after it goes down, it'll come up here. Why is this important? Because you're chasing time. At the very end of the raid, if you're obviously going to start attacking from this end right here, if you end on this side, you have to double back to get to these corners. That's why they put them there. I've actually seen people let go from clans because they don't account for something as simple as that, and they shrug it off as not a big deal. Oh, it's a big deal because there's no such thing as 2.9 stars. Let's go ahead. Push play. It'll take down stuff that it needs to. Alright, so notice where the queen is. So looking at her overlapping all the way to the town hall. So when the queen, anything gets with just around the town hall is when the enemy queen is going to be engaged. This might be a good idea for Stone Goho, but at the end of the day, look at everything to push through. This is a ton of DPS coming at you right here, and a ton of time. That is huge HPS, huge HPS. These max towers, Wiz towers at level Town Hall 9, huge HPS. That is a lot to beat through before you even get close to the queen. So I believe we're doing an HGHB. And I'll just say it, this is not the right base for an HGHB. Yeah, you're coming from behind the sweepers, but you're so far away from the Archer Queen, the likelihood is you won't get it. The Dragon Loon combo wreck face on the Giants down here because the remaining ranged or things that can shoot in the air took too long to come in. So we did a good push here, but the flanking Teslas, and this is what I was talking about with satellite defenses, they're flanking out the kill squad here. Event that rage is late, but that's alright. And we really can't control which way they're going to go. So now they get into the middle here. Notice that Queen is still not engaged. Notice that. Finally he comes over, 10-10, gets there, but there's not enough gusto to get her. And everything else, look, everything else shooting towards the core. That just made that idea a bad one. So now he has 2 heals and about 12 hogs to get all of these defenses around the ring. Just was not a good choice for army composition and then entry. If the queen is the most important thing to get as part of your kill squad push, make sure you get her. Why go way opposite end here to get to the queen when you're not tripping any DPS, any DGBs in the middle? If this was a bunch of open space in the middle, there's the reason to go clear across the base to get to her, because you're tripping DGBs on the way. There's no DGBs really anywhere on this base. There's no excuse why there's no reason why you should enter from the far end of the queen. Especially if taking down the queen is so critical to the success of your raid. That's the advice on this. We'll back out of here. And then on the last one, we'll show I kind of have a soft spot for failed walks at low levels. Alright. Also an AQ walk. Taylor base, I believe is what this is called. Or Carpenter base. I believe it's Taylor, but whatever. I see so much of this. I've seen this destroyed 6 ways from Sunday. I walk this base all day long. However, when I walk it, I take care of one corner and walk down to an other's corner, making sure I keep my queen pathing up. Right here is where you failed. So the placement of your healers. If she walks down this way, the healers will hug this wall, given how they drag her, and the air defense will get her. Same thing if her intention is to walk her this way, the healers will come around here, right about there, and eventually they'll be dragged into the range of the air defense. So healer placement is number one. Number two, watch how this goes. Does the right thing by trail of poisons on the way. Uses look how much damage. Yep, uses the ability way early, but make sure I would have used the raged here so you can save the AQ ability for a more critical part of the raid in the beginning. However, he decides to use it here. Sometimes that's the right answer. Taking 3-point defenses, but got 4 healers behind. She'll take down one. Again, I don't know where he expected this to walk to, but given the distance of everything, I kind of feel like this is just there just because. I really don't know what the purpose of this walk was. It's not forming one half of the funnel because she's going to walk the opposite way of probably where you want her. So given that, I don't understand this at all. All right, so why walk? That's the message. What are you bringing for this walk? To eliminate defenses or to form a funnel? Commonly, your walk should form a funnel and also at least have a purpose to aggro onto the archer queen, take out the CC, which this one did. I just don't get it. Watch as this continues to go. So entering in the valkyries here, which need to get healed, they get healed, jumped on in. They need to heal the core on this because it's everything, and heal the core. Queen's out of the question, so now we have 10 hogs and a heal for them. He should be okay, but when I was talking why do the walk, I guess she's gonna beat through this, but there's just there's a cleaner way to do things. This feels forced. If you have all these trash unaccounted for on the opposite ends, it just makes the army have to double back through. As he trips over a DGB right here. Very unlucky. He has heal down here, but he trips him at the same time. So, yeah. Basically, don't do a walk unless you're getting something from it. It has to have a purpose. Don't do it to demonstrate, hey, I know how to do a walk. Lots of people do, and that doesn't mean you have skill. What we care about is you get a 3. Something that's ambitious and creative and looks cool and proves that you know how to do a certain aspect of an attack doesn't mean anything if you don't get the 3. So, the 4 healers is 60. God, how much is it? 56 troop space. 56. So that's almost 2 golems. Imagine what he would have got with a simple go-ho. 2 golems on one corner on these corners like that. Break open the wall, most likely from the AQ side because there's not a lot of DGB threats. That makes sense. Just a simple go-ho. Would have been cleaner, would have been smoother, armies would have been together. Don't jump on the gravy train just because you see it all over YouTube. Hopefully those commentary tips help you as you're learning the 3-star strategy. Respect out to ESQ, I'm a duck in Azure. It's not to say you guys don't know how to play. It's really, everybody learns from each other's mistakes, and I can tell you, and everybody in the clan can tell you, I failed a shit ton. So I know what it's like to fail. The message of this video is get better from it, and thank you for letting us use you as examples. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than a double, and I'll check you next time.